I'm quitting. Done trading futures. Can't handle it anymore. Too much pressure. Too much pressure. Not really. I'm actually going to take a break from trading futures for the rest of the week because I've got some stuff I'm going to be doing on, tomorrow, Friday. So basically, I'm just going to not trade futures tomorrow. I'm pretty stoked because I got my account to where I wanted to get it, where I made a video, last Saturday talking about my goal for this week was to basically hit a certain number. Going to talk about what number I hit, what my account is sitting at right now, and how much money I made today, and the overall stock market, and all that fun stuff. Talking about it right here in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. What's going on, guys? So this morning we had some crazy volatility once again in the market. This is actually the ES, the micro E-mini we're looking at right here. And if I pull this up, you can see it basically got halted this morning. It got to a point where the market got down, I think down to -5%. And at that point, the CME or the CBOE basically halts any selling. So you can't sell below this level, below this 2,601 level. So that happened. And I was actually on the boat this morning doing some stuff, getting ready for a tournament this weekend. So I wasn't even here. I got home, I got home at 10 o'clock, and that was right around here. We had this big move, and you can see I was looking at it like, look at this chart. We had this big green candle and then this pullback, and I was like, well, what do I do now? What's the trade here? So at that point, I was kind of like, okay, let me look at the 1 minute chart here. I'm looking at the 1 minute chart, kind of seeing this overall channel, buying off the bottom, selling the rip. Now, one thing that I want to make very clear is when the market's this volatile, when you're really it's all over the place, it's making big moves, you don't need to be greedy. And you don't need to, I would say, chase. And you don't really want to put yourself in a position where, you can really end up losing a lot of money. Because so things that I did today, I traded with smaller size, I was in, I was out, taking tan handles. Basically, jumping in here. You can see if I can, for some reason, I reset some of these charts. It's not showing my entries. Let me see if I can pull it up again. Here we go. So you can see some of my entries. Most of these trades were pretty quick, in and out, in and out. Like here, buying off the bottom of that channel, selling up here. So this was 51, selling up here, 61. I went to sell my position, and I hit it too many times. I ended up getting another fill there, but I ended up getting out for just basically break even, or maybe a little bit higher there. But you can see basically taking some trades after we had this big push, the pullback. We ended up in this channel, and I had to go to a smaller time frame because the 5 minute time frame just was not giving me anything at that point. At 10 a.m. I was looking at it like, what do I do here? Where's the trade? What's the action? And you can see it's just been all over the place, man. It's just been super hard to trade. The pressure, the stress, the anxiety, all of that. It's just too much right now. So that's one thing that I'm looking at it like, hey, I made my profit for the day. I hit my target for the week. I'm chilling. I don't need to do anything stupid. I don't need to make any stupid trades today. All I need to do is just hit my target, be realistic here, and live to fight another day. And I'm sure all you guys want to see how much my account has grown since Saturday. My current balance, $3,013. And today's profit is $491. I actually had over 500. Then I had that little mess up, that little blip. So I was just taking profit quick, in and out, quick, in and out. So really wasn't being greedy. Wasn't looking for massive moves. We obviously had the setup for some massive moves. If that massive move came, we really had a lot of strength and it started going. I would let it run a little bit longer. But in general, it really wasn't about, trying to find the biggest mover. It was really just about, hey, let me get in at a good area, get out, and just kind of, in and out. Do it just like that. And I was able to walk away with almost $500 in profit today. So my account's growing. Saturday, like I said, I made a video on Saturday. My goal was to hit 3,000. I'd say by the end of next week is to maybe get to $3,000. I'm not going to really put any pressure on myself. I don't need to put any more pressure on myself. Could I make more money today? There's always that opportunity. Also, there's an opportunity that I could lose money. Sometimes I'm talking to my girlfriend. I'm like, hey, I made this much money. She's like, well, it's only 10 o'clock. Why don't you keep trading? You can make more money. And it's like, it's not always that easy. Because I've talked about this before, that mental capital, that financial capital, It's all very correlated. It's all very, when your mental capital is just not right there, when you're not in the zone, when the stress, when the anxiety, when that all starts building up, it's like, don't do anything stupid here. Because this would be so simple for me to like, okay, I'm gonna buy the dip here at 64, and then oh god, it crashes to 50. It's like I get out for a loss. Oh god, it's coming back out. I'm gonna short it now, and before you know it, you just gave up all your gains, and now you're in the red. So I'm staying away from that. I've learned my lesson. I've done that enough times to know that it just, at a certain point, you got to know yourself. You got to know your emotions. You got to know what you do good in, what you excel in. If you don't do good, for me, I look at it like, hey, what? I'm gonna make another $300, $400 a day, maybe I make a little bit more money. Is that worth it for me? Is it worth the extra stress, the extra mental capital burn here? No. It's just too volatile. It's too all over the place. I'll wait for the market kind of figure out which way it wants to go. Maybe later on today I'll make another trade, but right now it's just like there's no point. There's no point in me forcing it. Now if we got a big move like earlier, if we started balancing, we got back up here to the $2,600 area. I might have been a little bit different about it, but this type of action just is not conducive to me being happy and growing my account. So that's one thing I tell people is like, you got to figure out, you got to figure out you. Trading is not just, I made this much money, I made this trade to this. You got to figure out your overall just emotions. You got to know, you got to be able to tell yourself like, hey, we're taking a little bit too much risk here. It's a little too volatile. My heart's racing right now. I'm not feeling confident. I don't feel good. And when that starts becoming a thing, it's like, hey, I'm just going to walk away. I don't need to force it. I don't need to make more money. It's not like my rent's due tomorrow and I got to pay all my rent, so I got to somehow make $1,000 to pay my rent. That's not the best way to trade anyway. So if you're trading like that, it's not a good idea. But in general, you just got to be able to realize at what point do you just kind of walk away. At what point do you just say, hey, $500 a day, that's pretty fucking good. I'm growing my account. I'm doing everything I need to do. I don't need, I don't need to add on more risk just to make a YouTube video where I got $1,000 of profit. That day is going to come. It's going to come, no doubt about it. But, do I need to add that risk for what? To impress somebody? To have a screenshot? Nah, I don't need that. So that's pretty much the sum of the day, the overview of what went down. Market's been all over the place. We've made new lows today. It's with the way the market's going right now, obviously there's going to be opportunity to buy the dip, stuff like that, but just be smart with your money. Be smart overall. Don't over leverage yourself. If you do start buying the dip, for a long-term position, only put money into the market that you're like, hey, if the market keeps crashing, it's okay because I don't need this money back at least for 5 years, 5 years from now, if it's not bounced back, I might be hurting. But right now, I'm chilling. So that's one way to look at it. I see a lot of people are like, I'm going to buy the dip. And I'm like, just only put in enough money that you're willing to lose. Not that you're going to lose it long term, but, just don't do anything overly drastic, because that's the thing. As I've seen that before with myself, back when I would trade crypto a lot, I'd have like $50,000 in Litecoin. And, it was just, I was constantly sitting there updating the chart, always looking at the price. And I'm like, for what? For what is this worth? At what point is that worth it? Like, okay, I'm making more money, but the overall just stress and anxiety and all that, like, is it worth it at that point? So now, like, today crypto is crashing like 20%. And I've got some money in crypto. Like, I've sold most of it on the last little pop to 9,000, but I've still got some money. I actually bought some more today. And I haven't even looked at the price. I bought some this morning, and I haven't even looked at the price since because I'm like, whatever, I'm not worried about it. Whatever it does, if it goes to zero, it ain't going to affect my life by any means. If it goes to $1 million, yeah, it'll be nice. I get a new boat. But in general, only invest what you're able to just kind of not worry about. Long-term investment. Obviously, for day trading, you want to worry about it. But if you're investing long-term, buy things that you're like, hey, I'm going to buy this stock and I'm going to hold it and I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I'm not going to stress over it. I'm not going to, have any issues over it. So that's just a really good way to look at it right now, especially when the market's kind of just crashing like it is. and dipping down, or whatever the pullback, whatever you want to call it. Just be just be, smart. Let's all be smart. So that's my little rant for the day. So on that note, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to go eat some lunch. I'm going to relax. And I'm going to have a nice little day up green. If you're still watching this video, don't worry. There's a lot more videos right here on the #1 day trading channel for you to check out and learn more about day trading. So don't be afraid and check out these videos right over here. 1, 2, newest and latest and greatest videos for you to check out. Also, hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already.